and just hope for a good retirement.
You're muted.
We are live again.
All right, and we're coming back out of the executive session. We've got a couple of motions on the motions that we want to consider. Jim Gailey, could you read the first motion about union contracts, please?
Well, we need a motion to come out of executive session, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, sorry. Susan moves, Neil seconds. I'm going to ask for a voice vote on this one. All in favor of coming out, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. Not hearing any no's, that passes unanimously. So we're out of executive session.
Okay, motion number one, to ratify the one-year labor agreement with the National Corrections Employees Union, Local 110, with a term of July 1st, 2019 to June 30th, 2020.
I'd entertain a motion.
So moved.
As Commissioner Gordon moves, Commissioner Wetona seconds. Any discussion? I'll call the roll. Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner Wetonis,
Yes.
Commissioner Jameson,
Yes.
Commissioner Cloutier. I see that as a yes, and the chair votes yes. That passes unanimously. What's the second motion, Jim?
Second motion is to ratify the three-year labor agreement with the National Correctional Employees Union, Local 110, with a term of July 1st, 2020 to June 30th, 2023.
All
So
right,
moved.
and I've got a motion from Commissioner Gordon.
I'll
Seeing
second.
no, okay, Commissioner Wetona seconds. I'll call the roll. Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner Cloutier,
Yes.
Commissioner Jameson,
Yes.
Commissioner Wetonis,
Yes.
and the chair votes yes. That is approved unanimously. And then we have a motion about a third matter. Mr. Gailey, can you read that motion, please?
Accept the Cross Insurance Arena trustees' recommendation and amend the Maine Mariners lease, section 4A, breaking up the current 7-year term into a 2-year, 2-year, 3-year terms, and to extend the notice of renewal to no later than March 31st, 2021. And Lauren, I will have all
Thank you.
this written down for you.
Any, I see Commissioner Jameson, is that making the motion?
So move.
And a second? Commissioner Cloutier seconds. I'll call the roll. Commissioner Cloutier.
Yes.
Commissioner Jameson,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner Wetonis,
No.
Commissioner Wetonis votes no, Commissioner Chair votes yes. That seems to be a 4-1 vote on that item, which it passes. All right. Jim Gailey, anything further on any of these matters?
No, nothing. Thank you for your help on those.
Thank you for your help on those. I'd like to move on to comments from the county manager.
Wait a minute, I have a question.
Oh, sure. Go ahead, Steve.
CIA, Jim, did we get a new trustee?
Yes, and that's what I was actually just going to come out of my mouth
Okay, sorry.
before you asked. And thank you, Commissioner Gordon, for teeing that up for me. There is actually, let me back up. The trustees have gone through a process of reviewing 6 applications for the vacant at-large position on the Board of Trustees. They have brought forward 2 names out of the 6 for consideration by the county commissioners. As you all know, the bylaws state that the county commissioners have sole authority on appointing members of the Cross Insurance Arena Board of Trustees. So they're bringing forward these two names. My question for the for the commissioners is that what type of process, and please, you don't have to answer me this evening, but think about it. What type of process do you want to unfold to come to a selection of a single person? I know in past years, there has been the interviewing of all applicants interested and then bringing forth a name. In this particular case, the trustees have brought forward two names, but there's always been some form of interview or conversation amongst the commissioners for final adoption for a name. So I put that out there. And while you're thinking of that for the CIA trustees, we also have a Board of Assessment Review that has a vacancy, and we are currently collecting interested individuals seeking that office. I believe that application period ends this week sometime, maybe today or tomorrow. So that is another process that will be unfolding within the next 2 to 3 weeks. I can send out an email and with my suggestions on how things play out. But if you have any comments on that during your comments, I'm all ears. I also want to announce that today started the county's new EMA director, Matthew Mayer, I'm sorry. And he's coming to us from Central Maine Healthcare, which is the hospital up in Lewiston. He has a wealth of background in EMA, particularly in the federal level down in the Washington, D.C. area. And he has been up at the hospital in Lewiston for a couple of years now, but feels as though he would like to get back into the public sector, and the EMA opportunity here in Cumberland County really intrigued him on meeting his career goals. So we would like to welcome Matthew to the team, and he's going to do great things for the county, picking up where Joe Chappell left off upon his leaving the county. So lastly, I just want to wish everyone a happy holidays and a safe holidays, as I think this year, as we move closer and closer to Christmas, it's going to feel a little strange. It won't feel like past years. And so hopefully it's just 1 year, but hopefully that you all have a great holiday and a safe holiday. So those are all my comments. Thank you.
Now, as a matter of clarification, I think we already, part of the consent agenda was appointing Holly Hancock and Joe Gray to the Cross Insurance Arena. Is that a different matter than what you were just talking about?
It is. Bill Witten has resigned from his position on the board, the trustees. He did that the 1st of November. So we are in need of filling his at-large spot.
We still looking for somebody, or do we have?
No, applications have closed. The trustees have reviewed the applications and have brought forward 2 names.
Okay, good. And then okay, thank you. Then I noticed I actually skipped over something in the earlier agenda, which is appointment of new chair and vice chair for 2021. And much as I have enjoyed chairing this body for the last year, I did not want to skip over that. And I guess I would be open to nominations for new chair and vice chair for 2021. Yeah, Susan.
And I will nominate Steve as the chair.
Second, any further nominations on that one? Seeing none, all in favor, raise your hands and wave them around, and we'll take that as a vote. I see that is unanimous, except Steve. Are you abstaining, or are you voting for yourself?
Abstain.
Yeah, okay. I'm sure that helped. Let's show that as a unanimous vote, please, on the record. And then vice chair is the question.
I nominate Sue Witone.
Who's up? Who hasn't been for?
It would be Steve and I together again.
Right.
The nomination.
Okay, I hear a motion and a second. Any further nominations? Okay, all in favor of Sue Atonis as vice chair, wave your hand around and I'll take that as Neil. Yeah, okay, I'm departing from protocol, but it's late and this is a remarkably long meeting for us.
Yeah.
And I say this as someone who sat on the South Portland board of whatever they are for many years, when this would have been an early evening if we stopped now. So I'm getting spoiled in my old age, right, Jim Gailey? Okay, so
Tom,
comments.
I've got a question about the CIA trustees and the process.
Sure, yes, please ask.
Process that we've gone through to get to trustees. Am I wrong? I don't remember the trustees being in the process of selecting trustees before. That's a commissioner. That's a commissioner assignment. Otherwise, it starts to become incestuous.
You are correct, Mr. Gordon. And it was my mistake from the onset of opening the door to the trustees. So I take full responsibility for their process that they went through. As I thought it ran with other processes that we have in bylaws. Unfortunately, it was not the case with the CIA. The full discretion is with the commissioners. So I own it.
So I guess the question is, do we want to run our own process this time, or do we just want to, in the future, remember this and?
Oh, I would absolutely run your full process. I encourage you to interview all 6 individuals.
I agree with that because I was going to bring forth another name. So,
Okay. So why don't we, is it critical if we, no, it's not on the agenda for tonight to approve trustees. So do we need to take some action tonight to do something, or do we just say, thank you very much and we'll be in touch?
We will schedule something up at a later date, maybe after the first of the
Okay.
year, and have a process unfold then.
That would be good. Because I may have another candidate too for that at-large seat.
Well, if I will preface, I think Commissioner Watonis was talking about a candidate that's already in the applicant pool.
yes.
Applications have been
All right.
closed.
Okay, I won't go there then. Okay, so Steve, thank you for bringing that up. As you are correct, and I had forgotten that. So I appreciate your bringing that forward. Anything further on the items that we've reached so far? If not, we can have comments from the executive staff. I guess it's either Alex or Kevin.
I will withhold from anything. I think anything I had to talk about, we've already covered tonight. Thank you.
Sheriff, do you have any further comments to make?
I do have one follow-up for Commissioner Gordon. Last week, I was asked about a diversion plan from DHHS regarding mental health. I've reached out to DHHS to find out what their plan is. Last year, I testified on behalf of Bill that was set up 2 pilot projects, one in Bangor, one in Cumberland County, to have a diversion center that would be something different than the police officer out in the community having to make a decision with somebody that's in a mentally ill crisis, whether or not they go to jail or they go to the emergency room. This would be what I call the Mercy Quick Care, where it would be a place open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There'd be a mental health provider there or mental health providers there where they could stabilize the people. It's also called the stabilization unit. Florida, Texas, Arizona have some pilot projects going. They seem to work out very well. The cruel reality is a lot of the people that get arrested but for their mental illness and the crisis they're in, and we don't fix them. Or they end up in an emergency room and they really don't need to be there as well. So I don't know what shape this pilot project will take. I can tell you in an unrelated email that once I read it over, there's signals being sent out because recently DHHS pulled an intensive care manager from the jail. We have 3 state intensive care managers that work with Armor and the mental health staff there. And they've pulled that individual, and in their email, they talk about potentially some diversion work in the future. This process or this project is, from what I understand, is supposed to start in July. So that's all I have right now. I'll try to get each of you some definitive information once I receive it. That's all I have.
Thank you very much, Sheriff.
Can I make a comment to the
Sure,
sheriff
go
on
ahead,
that?
Steve.
Yeah, Sheriff, and I can't, I appreciate what you're saying a lot. This has come forth mainly when we had to go before the Jail Standards Committee and testify at that hearing. There is a number of people that are interested in that, and not only for for mental health, but for the other issues. You know, you've got human trafficking, you've got homelessness, you've got basic health care, there's addiction and drugs, et cetera. And so my compliments to you for starting this, and let's hope that we can really push this forward. Thank you.
Good, thank you very much. Don Brewer, do you have any executive staff comments?
No further comments, no.
Yeah, and once again, Don, thank you very much for all this. And you keep popping up on our meetings, it's always usually with good news or else seeking guidance to get us to good news. So I appreciate you settling what is probably one of our longest running, union discussions that we've had, and finally getting that one put to bed. I think this is a good trend to be on, to come to good terms with our unions and settle these disputes, not disputes necessarily, negotiations, before the whole contract has passed. So thank you very much for that, and it's always a pleasure to see you in our meetings. Comments from the county Oh, Travis, sorry, I passed you over. Do you have anything to add about the legislature or
Only the
other?
cloture for submitting bills is this Friday. I know that Commissioner Gordon has been working with MCCA's lobbyist on a list of bills that collaboratively the counties are going in to work on. We at Cumberland County, the Public Affairs Office, is a part of the Thrive 2027 legislative effort. So we're working on efforts that are regional but aren't specific to Cumberland County, but that cover Cumberland County. If anybody has run afoul of statute or has any ideas about things that we would like to work on specific to Cumberland County, please just give me a call in the next couple of days and we can work on finding someone to put a title in. But as of yet, we haven't
Thank you.
We haven't identified anything.
Okay, thank you. Other staff comments? If not, I'll move on to comments from the county commissioners. I'll start with Sue Witonis.
No, I don't.
Your
have-
comment?
With the only comment that I have, I want to thank you, Don, for the good work that you've done. And also a big thanks, goes out to our county war manager to keep us in control over these last 9 months. I think if he wasn't in that position, I don't know where we would be. So, and I just wish everybody a happy holiday season.
And I'll in turn
Thank you.
thank Don Brewer for all of his work. So Don's steering the ship on COVID.
Yes.
Well, I will thank my staff for that. Amy Jennings and Captain Don Goulet at the jail. The two are really steering the ship, and I think they've done a fantastic job so far, and they deserve a lot of credit.
That's good. If they were here, they'd be thanking somebody else, I'm sure. But Commissioner Jameson, comments for the meeting.
Thank you, Tom. I would definitely thank Jim and Alex for putting forth a very tight but a very efficient budget for us in a very extraordinary year. And so congrats to both of you. I think you've done a great job keeping the financial balls in the air, and set us in a good position to survive this this very unusual time. And Don, again, echoes to you and your staff for doing a great job throughout the year, and we appreciate that. I would just want to say to all the folks out there, stay safe, stay smart, socially distance. We're turning the corner on this pandemic, and another few months we can beat it. Let's not go backwards now. And I want to wish everyone a wonderful, restful, and safe holiday season. Thank you.
Thank you, Neil. Commissioner Cloutier, do you have any comments?
Once again, in the category of things that sneak up on you when you're thinking of other things, Travis mentioning that the cloture is coming up this week is kind of puts a cap for me on the COVID-19 year. Quite often, the first session of the legislature is a time to have ideas about. One thing I'm really interested in is, expanding the regional operations and opportunities for more efficient and more capable government. And the county government is, I think, the natural place where you would start with an undertaking like that. But COVID-19 says, among other things, the only people that are going to have a budget that isn't completely destroyed, apparently, would be Cumberland County. And I had to go off to Alex and Jim and the team for making that unexpected result occur. But I think we're again on hold and remain on hold on a lot of what might be fairly ambitious ideas because of the circumstances we're in, which leads me to say, and kind of me too, what Commissioner Jameson has just mentioned. There are things you need to do and ways you need to live, certainly for the next few months, to keep yourself and your family and the other people in the community safe. Hopefully people aren't too tired to have enough energy to push back into that for as long as it takes till we can achieve an end to this virus pandemic. That said, enjoy it as well as you can. Zoom may be helpful in this regard. Enjoy the holidays and please have a Merry Christmas and a safe one. Happy Hanukkah and Kwanzaa, and my own personal favorite, of course, the Festivus. And that's it. So thank you.
Commissioner Cloutier, you should be airing your grievances and demonstrating your feats of strength for Festivus. So I didn't hear any grievances or any demonstration of strength. So
the feats of strength in my case probably have, the only thing that comes to mind is bad breath. So
all right, let's see who I missed. Oh, Commissioner Gordon. Sorry, go ahead.
Well,
Steve.
thank you, and I'm always amazed at the eloquence that I get out of the legal staff that's on this commission. You can't keep up with them at all. And Tom, you need to be thanked. You need to be thanked for being the chair and making this ship run in these kind of times. It's an art, and you do it well. We all need to thank you for that. Keep it on track. The staff, what can I say? They performed great, and As a result, we've got a budget that's very workable. Jim makes mention of that. We've got the human resources that's on all 8 cylinders, and they've got the agreements that are coming in line. Alex is causing us to look into the future with what the financing is saying. And then there's 2 people here. There's Kevin and the sheriff and Travis. And because I'm in the position that Tom laid some pretty good groundwork for me at the MCCA, these guys have laid groundwork that has opened the doors for me. Kevin with the MSA, and now I've got a relationship with its president, Troy Morton. And thanks to you, Kevin, you really have helped with that. And that's going to start to bring the counties and the Sheriff's Association closer together so that we can accomplish things and be supportive of going to the legislature, where I run into people and the first thing they say, "Oh, Cumberland County, how's Travis?" And so he's got doors going for us too, and that, you know, it's always great to have something like that pop out for us. I will make mention, even though I'll say something about the holidays, but there are 4 or 5 bills that the MCCA's put in. I'll just mention a couple of them. One is an act to update the probate fees. And we do have a sponsor for that, and it looks like that's something that should move forward reasonably. And then Kevin will appreciate this. This is something that I think we all run into, is this the Jail Standards Committee, and the way they've tried to place new requirements on the jails without following any kind of a rigorous process. They essentially said, this is it. Well, we've submitted something to, in fact, modify their rulemaking process, where it does have to have a debate and a vote by the supportive committee. And generally, in this case, it's the Criminal Justice Committee. So with that, I've said enough, but really thank you, and thank you to all the commissioners. It's a pleasure to be on a board where most of the time we're all where it's a unanimous vote. We generally ask some pretty tough questions of the staff. I think it's been shown this year that they do excellent work, but we ask them some real tough questions also, and they respond likewise. It's the people under them that, you know, essentially I don't know, but that's obviously what's holding them up, and they need to say thank you to them too, and I'm sure they will. As far as the holidays, yes, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. I was in Detroit for a while, boy, and that was celebrated, and then New Year's. But as Commissioner Jameson said, please stay safe. This pandemic is not over until we get herd immunity, and that means 70 or 80% of us are protected by either having had it and surviving or are going to get vaccinated. This is still a tough row. So wear your masks, wash your hands, and stay safe, and please keep your distance. Holidays are tough, and you've seen what people who haven't participated properly or were just unfortunate are now suffering. We're almost up to 3,000 deaths a day. Tough. Happy holidays, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. From my perspective, thank you very much, especially Steve. Thank you for your kind words about my chairing this board for the last year. I look at this type of board as, you know, it's not splashy, it's not, you know, it's not exciting usually. If it's exciting, I'm probably doing it wrong. it's yeah, we are all here to advance incrementally the best interests of the residents of our county, and we all come to this from different perspectives, and try to make things so that when we are gone, things are better than they were than when we got here. And I think this year I feel that this has been successful. We've got a lot of incremental things done, which is the way these things go. Anybody who's here for the excitement has come to the wrong place. But if you're here to watch, elected officials think about the common good and think about how to make that work, which includes, we look after people's money, and we try to spend what we need to get essential public services going, but doing that with as little money as we need, because the more money we leave in people's pockets, the better off everybody is. So it's as I say, it's an incremental thing, and I'm humbled at the opportunity to chair this for a year. And I'm happy to hand off to Steve. Let you do something else. You can have my chair next meeting. That would be great. And I'm more than happy to turn this over to new folks. I'm very thankful for the staff, department heads, and especially the county manager, who make this job a lot easier. We a lot of times we are able to give direction, and then the people who actually work full-time for the county go off and make it so, come back to us, and it makes our job a lot easier. We can think about what we'd like to see long term, and it happens. And so I think we have a wonderful county employees, wonderful structure from top to bottom. Jim Gailey I've worked with him even before this situation, and he is always on top of everything. And it just makes it easy, and we know things are being taken care of, even if we are not personally out there doing the stuff to look after it. And the department heads, all the ones that I've interacted with, have been fantastic. Here, Don Brewer and the sheriff are here. Travis is here, and all the other department heads. Every interaction I've had has been positive. So you guys are doing a great job, and just keep doing it. It's the holiday season. People need to the extent that you can, enjoy getting together with family and friends and so forth. And if not, somebody pointed out Zoom is an option, and do the best you can do to make this a good holiday season. Think about other people, and once again, one of the ways we can think about other people is by being safe in pandemic circumstances. Wear masks, keep your distance. People who do that will come out of this okay on the other side. We've got some cause for optimism on a number of different fronts in that regard. But also just keep in mind the regular, it's dark at night, be careful outside, drive carefully. Don't drink too much, and we'll meet on the other side of this in January. So thank you all very much. Is there anything else to be said? Susan Watonis, yes.
Jim, do we need to give you the okay for this signatures for tonight, or do you just want us to reply?
If you would just reply so we have paper documentation.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. You're
Just for everyone, I've emailed everyone asking you for permission to use your digital signatures for a couple of the documents this evening. So if you would just reply yes or no, whatever, that'd be great. Thank you.
And if you reply no, you have to go down to the courthouse and sign, right? So I've learned to love digital signatures. I'm in the middle of a transaction now where I have to get digital signatures from Colombo, Sri Lanka for a closing in Maine, a real estate closing in Maine. And believe me, that has been an adventure. So I will certainly give you, authority. And if not, I can easily drive down to the courthouse and sign the stuff. So anyway, thank you. Anything further we need for this meeting?
No.
If not, I would, go ahead,
Did I
Susan.
make a motion to adjourn?
You took the words out of my
Second.
mouth. Seconded by Neil. Those who in favor may leave, those opposed may stay. So goodbye.
Uh,
See you later.
Happy holidays.
See you
everybody.
next year.
Happy holidays.
Christmas.
Bye-bye.